Yo, 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 what is going on, my beautiful brothers and sisters, fellow radiators of love? My name is Jamal Pope, aka J Phoenix, and this is going to be your daily tarot card reading for Tuesday, July 2nd of 2024. Thank you so much for joining me in this video. Hopefully, you guys are having a wonderful start to your week. Let's go ahead and hop into it. Let's see what the cards have to say for this pretty intense Tuesday. There's a lot of stuff happening astrologically. I'll talk a little bit about that here, of course, but we got a lot going on today. So let's see what the cards have to say for a day like today. Well, we do have the King of Wands in reverse. The King of Wands in reverse. Now, this definitely is going to bring some passionate energy to the forefront, but with it being in reverse, this King of Wands can be a little bit more impulsive and can start to rule more from their emotions and stuff. So, and because it's fire, when fire gets really emotional, it has a tendency to be more on the destructive side. So I think the caution here with this King of Wands in reverse is to make sure that we are not becoming destructive with our emotions. You know, we do have Mercury that's going to be leaving Cancer today. It's going to be shifting into Leo. But before it even does that, it's going to make a trine over to Neptune, which is at the last degree of the zodiac, and Neptune is going to retrograde today. So I would think that emotionally, especially when we're trying to figure things out with Mercury and communicate, we're not going to have all the answers. And especially with this veil that's coming down with the Neptune retrograde. And we also have to consider the fact that this Mercury is going to oppose Pluto as well. As soon as it comes into Leo, it's going to oppose Pluto. Definitely can bring about, you don't want to go around and just like start talking stuff just because you feel kind of like this is the kind of day where like if you go around and you start almost like gassing yourself up based off of different delusions or like unfinished thoughts or ideas. The word's not unfinished, it's more so like you don't have like the full picture, but going around and speaking as if you do have the full picture and then kind of getting gassed up with Mercury going into Leo and then opposing Pluto, you might end up like, you don't want to like go around and start potentially destroying particular relationships, especially with that Aquarian energy. Now, I do have the Wheel of Fortune, so there can be some positive energy that comes out of the day. But like I said, I think we need to really start to see where our power lies, not from this place of this hot emotion that we're going to really start to feel, especially when Mercury does come in to Leo and opposes Pluto, which already gets very deep. The Wheel of Fortune is saying that there's definitely some great things right around the corner, but we're not going to have necessarily all the answers. I think this is about, and this has been just like a general theme, is about appreciating the things that are there right now, the things that are working out. Let's see what the last card we have for this is, though. Because like I said, there's a lot of stuff happening astrologically today that's going to make this a rather intense day. Well, we have the Emperor in reverse. Yeah, so we have the King and then we have the Emperor. And like I said, this has been dealing with very fiery energy. This is the card of Aries, and it can make things rather impulsive. You don't want to go around today making some impulsive decision to, it could be a day where you could easily like mess things up. I'm not even gonna lie. Either you kind of jumping the gun. Like, it's really easy to jump the gun today. It's really easy to, kind of mess things up. Like, I wouldn't, like, necessarily go, like, just quitting jobs. I wouldn't necessarily go around and just start, like, doing breakups and stuff like that. It's not really a good day for that, especially with Mercury on the last degree of Cancer, which of course is looking for some comfort. It's trying to communicate from comfort, and we're trying to, in our minds, we're trying to reach a level of comfort that's probably really hard to reach right now because even though it's a harmonious aspect, Neptune has stopped and it's going to retrograde. So that's not necessarily easy. Now, granted, we have some other interesting energy. Venus is going to be trying Saturn today. So we have two trines from the Cancer energy over to the Pisces energy. But both Pisces energies are retrograde in Saturn and Neptune. So it's like we're trying to find comfort in a world where we can feel that things are at this edge and have such a, subconscious sort of feel to things where we're trying to have the answers. We can feel that the world is shifting. We can feel that the world is changing. We can feel like, the mist may be clearing up a little bit. And I think a lot of it was what it's going to come down to is that people's masks are going to start coming off, and we're going to start to get more information, more revelations, and people are not necessarily going to know how to respond to it. People are not necessarily going to know how to respond to it, and trying to find the comfort within all of this. And this, of course, is building up to the new moon that's going to be in Cancer. But this moon's about to, it's going to go into Gemini today as well. It's, because like I said, this moon, yeah, it's going to conjunct Uranus. It's going to sextile over to Neptune. Then it's going to enter into Gemini. And then emotionally, like, those things are going to be linked. You got to think this Mercury is dispositing this moon. Now Mercury is going to go into Leo. The Sun's going to be dispositing it, which is still in Cancer. So there's a lot of energy here at play. It's an easy time to kind of get lost and wrapped up in the emotions and the ideas of how we think things should be or should look. It's definitely a time to realize the power that we have with some of these cards, even though they are reversed, and the Emperor and the King. It's almost like, you know, it's almost like I feel like the King almost wants to evolve to be the Emperor, or maybe it's the other way around. Who has more power, the King or the Emperor? Because they both have similar energies, right? They both have similar energies to them. I feel like a emperor. Generally, when I think of an emperor, it does have a bit more of like a spiritual kind of connotation to it, whereas a king feels a little bit more political or is more about lineage and stuff too. And then, like I said, you have this Wheel of Fortune that's kind of here in the midst as well. I think this is about realizing the fortunes that we already have in our life, the things that are going well. And, you don't want to try and, swing so hard for the fences today, thinking that you're going to win the lottery or have some great fortune because you're uncomfortable with how things are kind of shaking up or playing out. Remember, these are trines, they are harmonious energies, but because both of those energies in Pisces are retrograde, or at the very least stationed, but because they are stationed retrograde, they're not moving, they're offline, it can cause a little bit of uncomfortable energy. It can. I also think today is going to be a day where people are going to be. I think people's empathy is going to be a little bit heightened. People probably feeling other people's emotions is going to be a little bit more heightened with this energy, especially with Venus, the planet of reception, making a trine over to Saturn as well. But Saturn is, like I said, it's all about the hardness of things, and with it being in Pisces, which is mutable water, which arguably the least hard sign in the zodiac, it does make for a rather confusing time. So it's about taking it one step at a time, day by day, and not, you know, getting too twisted or too up in arms about stuff that you can't control. Because I think ultimately that's what this is. Pisces is all about, in many ways, sacrifice and letting go of control. But if you try and control this situation today, if you try to be the king and try to control the situation, if you try to be the emperor and try to control the situation by using that passion and by using all that sort of stuff, it can come across as passionate, it can come across as fiery, it can come across as whatever. But if you try to control the situation today, then it's like you gotta let the universe turn the wheel. It's like this is not a day where you are taking the wheel. I think this is a day where we have to let the universe kind of take the wheel, or Jesus take the wheel, as that one song would say. As far as this card, I have the root chakra. Yeah, I think people are going to be seeing red today. The frequency of the root chakra, the red flower of life, stimulates passion and supports our sense of security on this physical plane, both in our bodies as well as in the physical world. This has to do with security. I'm glad that word came up. I think this King of Wands and Emperor in reverse is going to be revealing a lot of people's insecurities and lack of self-confidence. This root chakra card is reminding us to remain secure in, thought and body and mind and spirits, and that even when things seem like they're getting kind of whipped up and things are a bit confusing and there's still a bit of a fog and all this energy is retrograding in Pisces and we're trying by all the Cancer energy and we're trying to find some level of comfort that you can still remain secure in your body. So it might be a good idea to do a root chakra meditation and connect back to the earth today. Probably a good idea. That's going to do it for your daily tarot card reading. A little bit longer than the usual one, but sometimes it's like that. I felt like with the daylight today, with the way that the energy is, you're definitely going to feel it. So, we'll make it through and try not to sweat the big stuff, there's a lot of things that we can't necessarily control. So focus on what you can control. Try not to be a control freak today. And just, stay positive, keep moving forward, stay focused, and smile often. But that's going to do it for your daily tarot card reading. I trust that this message will assist you on your journey today. If you did enjoy this, please like, share, and subscribe. I definitely appreciate it. And if you'd like to have a personal reading with me, beloved, so you can discover your celestial blueprint and see how these transits are affecting you personally, because these readings that I do is more for the general public. It's more of a mundane reading with the tarot, and the astrology is for all signs. But if you'd like to know how these transits are affecting you personally, you can follow the link in the description below to either my website or my email and connect with me there. But y'all take care, stay blessed, have a wonderful Tuesday. I will see you all on the next tarot card reading. Peace.